Well, good evening and welcome back. Delmarva. 3 were arrested in connection with a string of vehicle break-ins and thefts in Trapp. The Talbot County Sheriff's Office charging 18-year-old Najee Green and 18-year-old Ahmed Turner, both of Trapp, with burglary, theft, and malicious destruction of property. A 16-year-old was also charged. Police say all 3 of them were called after deputies responded to what was a suspicious activity report on December 30th. Now, deputies saw the trio walking in a park and recognized them as the suspects wanted in the string of those vehicle break-ins in the Latrap Heights community. Now, the suspects fled and barricaded themselves in a nearby home where deputies were able to arrest them on multiple charges. Well, the new year is here, and this has local police looking at the details of what kinds of crimes took place over the course of the last year. WMDT's Rennell Foreman has the story.
Those folks that would carry illegal firearms and conduct crimes that are associated with these guns, that we are out there and we will find you, and we are going to be proactive in making these arrests. So that would be one of the highest priorities, any crimes of violence.
Salisbury Chief of Police David Mindshine says this as he reflects on 2024. This year he hopes to get more guns off the street and arrest the violent criminals who use them. Another big priority being quality of life, with dirt bikes and four-wheelers speeding on the roadways. It's a problem that has been so massive it has forced the Salisbury Police and the Wicomico Sheriff's Office to make a task force. Sheriff Mike Lewis is pleading with lawmakers to make the right decisions.
Was the uptick we had in the off-road motorcycles and ATVs that have been terrorizing our communities. And they've been growing over the years because Maryland lawmakers, in Annapolis specifically, a progressive group of lawmakers, have made it very difficult for law enforcement to do their jobs.
Some positives, though. Chief Mindshine says he is excited to finally have a full staff for 2025, and Sheriff Lewis says he is happy that there have been improvements with drug use in the county.
We saw a dramatic decrease in the number of overdoses here in Wicomico County, and we think that's a direct result of the proliferation and availability of Narcan, which reverses the effects of any opioid overdose.
Yeah, and police want to remind everyone that if you see something, say something and call 911. Well, some are still wondering if the Ocean City tram will be back in service. That comes after the deadly incident that claimed a toddler's life on the boardwalk last summer. The town immediately suspended all tram services. The incident is still being evaluated by officials, but Mayor Rick Meehan offered some answers in a statement to WMDT News. Now, because of the gravity of the situation, Mayor Meehan saying in part, quote, "Tram service will not resume until our operations have been fully reevaluated and possibly changed to provide for the safest possible tram experience for our residents and visitors." Now, Mayor Meehan adding that the town is committed to learning from that tragedy. Well, Rosenfeld's Jewish Deli is returning to Ocean City. This comes after an agreement with Schmegel's Bagels. The deli will be moving into the 82nd Street location right off Coastal Highway. Now, all of Schmegel Bagels' menu will remain, including their specialty coffee, but the entire Rosenfeld's lunch and dinner menu will be added. The new business name is Rosenfeld's Jewish Deli, featuring Schmegel's Bagels, and owner Warren Rosenfeld says this is just another addition to his growing business.
It's just another location. This Salisbury store is 2 months old. It's doing great. We feel very welcomed in the community of Salisbury. The South Bethany store will remain. The Rehoboth Beach store will remain. The new Ocean City store is just an additional location.
You actually just went to the location in Salisbury the other day. Best Reuben ever had. And that restaurant in Ocean City planning to open up May 1st. Well, the University of Maryland, Baltimore wants the Eastern Shore to come to Easton to learn about how they're working to help with the healthcare shortage. The informational session will be held at Londonderry on the Tread Avon on Port Street in Easton starting at 4 p.m. Now, that event is geared towards high school and college students who are considering a career in healthcare. Officials will talk with students about pathways into the medical professional field and how UMB is working to educate and prepare the next generation.
We are trying to educate the professionals and recruit students from the Eastern Shore. And then our hope is that we are going to then retain them back on the Eastern Shore.
Yeah, you can get more details on the event in the story that's up on our website. And at this time, we're going to throw things over to Chief Meteorologist Rich Werdzik, who's standing by. Rich, it's going to be a busy weekend weather-wise. Snow finally in the forecast.
Right, and it'll come on the heels of the little bit of snow that we had this evening. And man, it was coming down at a decent clip there for a bit. Had thunder snow in parts of the area. Just kind of a neat thing that came through this evening. Thankfully, temperatures still stayed above freezing when most of this was falling, so it wasn't too much of an issue, although we can have some icy spots later. But wanted to show off some of your photos and videos. Kelly Brady out of Pocomoke City had enough to make snowballs there with a light coating. This is Marjorie Gonzalez out of Seaford. You could see that the coating that fell there in lower Sussex County. This video comes from Mike, one of our weather watchers in Waterview. This is his Ring doorbell cam, right when the rain showers switched over to snow showers. And we saw a lot more of that. Curtis and Marion Ocean Pines, our weather watchers out there in Worcester County. The snow was falling in the Ocean Pines area. I took this video on South Salisbury Boulevard. I had to get some food at one point. And again, the roads weren't too bad. They were wet, but this was the last of the big snowflakes that were coming through. Just a cool scene there. And you can see the snow now off the coast, getting a break right now. That's all lake effect stuff up there in the mountains. That's not going to bother us. In fact, Arctic air spilling in at this point. We're going to see clear skies. The whole weekend is going to be really cold. So the table is set for an actual storm system to bring us some winter weather. And potential still here that we could be seeing the most significant winter storm since January of 2022. Will we see those type of totals? I don't think so, but this will be the most impactful storm. There are two tracks that we're looking at here. We've got the northern track. I'll start with that here. The closer the storm track is to our area, the more of that mild ocean air will be injected into the situation. That's when you get the ice and the rain and all of that. If we see a track further south, that means all snow for us as we'll be locked more into the Arctic air. So we're going to call that track 1, the further south one, and track 2, the one closer to us. We'll start with track 1. What does that look like visually? Here's Futurecast. All snow starting after midnight Sunday, running through 8 a.m. I should say all snow for most of the area, maybe a little bit of ice or rain into Accomack County, but we would see all snow in that scenario with that track that's the furthest south from us. Now let's talk about track 2. This one involves ice, sleet, freezing rain. There at 8 a.m. you can see that zone of transition lifting south to north as that system passes by to our south. This scenario would bring rain up to the Salisbury area while northern Delmarva stays in all snow. And then as that storm exits, the Arctic air wraps back in, gets rid of that ocean air, and we go down with temperatures, and we see maybe even a little snow on the backside of it. One thing that will be certain, doesn't matter which track we're looking at, there will be a flash freeze Monday night, and we're going to have some problems into Tuesday. I know everyone wants numbers. This is a little early, in my opinion, to be throwing them out there, but there's so much stuff on the internet and Facebook and all that. We're going to call it the early look. Subject to change, my friends. Meteorologist Eric Alp's going to be in here all weekend updating this map, so you want to check back. But right now, we're looking at the most snow in northern Delmarva, Salisbury to Georgetown, 3 to 5 inches, plus ice, 1 to 3 inches south of Salisbury, plus ice. One thing that's for certain, we're going to have nasty road conditions Monday morning. 23 to 28 tonight under clearing skies. It's going to be blustery. It's going to stay cold tonight. Well, stay cold. It's already cold. 33 to 38 tomorrow with a wind chill in the 20s. I'm just thinking ahead here to this system here. We got slippery conditions Monday. Tuesday morning, that could be enough with the refreeze that we could have school delays or closures again. And then looking at just a frigid rest of the week. Anthony.
Thanks, Rich. Stick around. We're talking NFL football. When we come back, the Eagles and Commanders and Ravens all preparing to wrap up their regular seasons. You're watching DSI.
My name is Vincent Evans, boys basketball coach at Seaford High School, and you are watching Delmarva Sports Insider.